Hello, hello, hi, folks. Welcome. Happy Labor Day Monday, September 5th. I have been trying to go live for past hour now, and Facebook is not allowing me to get my audience to join in when I'm going live. And it's been a few days, and I thought it was just a glitch, and I just uninstalled Facebook, shut off my phone, reinstalled it, but apparently you cannot join in. I'm not really sure why. I really wished you could, because this is a very special live for me. First of all, I want to extend my gratitude to everyone who has sent me a text, a chat, a message, a video, has called, has posted on my wall, has sent me a DM about my birthday today. I cannot be more grateful for all of them. So I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for all the birthday wishes. I feel kind of special, not gonna lie. So I went from over 3,000 friends. I had about 34,000 friends. And from 3,400 friends, and I am down to about, I think, 1,700 friends. Now, the reason why I tell you that is with 3,400 friends, I would get maybe about 200 messages. About 200, maybe, about 200, maybe text messages and chats and calls and people who post on my wall. That's just all combined. I haven't got a chance to take a last poll, but the last I looked on my wall on Facebook alone, I believe over 130, 140 people have posted. Now that's with 2,000 people less. So I really appreciate you posting on my wall. And I believe you me, before I go to bed, I'll respond to every single one of them, even if it's all 1,800 of you or 1,700 of you. Well, maybe not. If it's all 1,800 of you, that would be a little tough. But I cannot appreciate it enough. So I'm going to go and obviously respond to every single one of them. But today I turned 50. And it's interesting because, it's 50, right? And before I go there, this is a really special live. I really wished I had a live audience, but hopefully some of you will watch the replay. 3 things that makes a birthday wish a special wish, right? There's got to be these 3 things. And if these 3 things are not there, the birthday wish isn't that special, in my opinion. The first one is the timing, right? The timing. The sooner you tell somebody happy birthday versus the later you tell them, it makes a big difference, right? If it's the first thing in the AM, you tell somebody, hey man, happy birthday, if you would, versus the last thing in the day, if you tell somebody, it doesn't have the same amount of weight, right? So the first one is timing. So that's the first one. The second important factor here is, I'm sorry, you guys. The second thing is that who it's coming from, right? It makes a big difference if it's somebody that you're excited to hear from, or it's somebody that you're not so excited to hear from, or whatever it may be. I'll get to that in a second. Who it's coming from. And the third, it makes it very special if you know the person that is wishing you that birthday wish. See, the thing is this: they They wish to celebrate your birth with you. They are excited about the fact that you were born. They are thrilled that you're on this planet, right? They wish you success. They truly believe a happy birthday for you, right? That's somebody, if all those three combined, then that's somebody that it makes the birthday wish really special, right? Now, you may have somebody that sends you a birthday wish and it's, first thing, and it's really early and boom, right on time, and the timing is wonderful. The who, and it's somebody that surprises you, and it's nice to hear from, right? But maybe the third is that you're puzzled, you're kind of thinking it's because this person that sent you a birthday wish, they don't really like you, or they don't really agree with your thoughts or your principles, your values, the way you walk, the way you talk, the way you preach and practice. They're not really in tune with you in your all that, right? So if they're not really in tune with you with all that, then it's kind of more difficult to take that happy birthday wish as a more genuine, sincere one, right? Because you're thinking to yourself, well, this guy or this gal doesn't like anything about me. They don't really agree with anything I say or anything I believe in. So I kind of wonder why they would even wish me a happy birthday, right? So all those three things combined, keep that in mind the next time you wish somebody a happy birthday, or somebody wishes you a happy birthday. Maybe you want to run it through those three lights of scan. And I am going to be very transparent. I thought about this, okay? I thought about this before this is the reason why I wanted a live audience. I thought about this before going live, and I wanted to see how much I want to share. And I've always preached, since I started preaching, that stories are meant to be shared, not stored, right? So that's one of my basic principles. And there's so many messages in our stories, right? And for me to preach that and not practice that fully, I think it wouldn't be fair. I wouldn't be a good coach, right? So I'm gonna share some of the bullet points about my 50 years here on earth, and I'm gonna share some points that I've never shared before. So I'm being very transparent, vulnerable, and hopefully some of you will watch the replay, because I know it's not the same as live, but hopefully you guys watch the replay and give me your feedback and your takeaways, and maybe you get some value out of it. So let's start. It's going to be short. Don't worry, I won't make it long, especially now that I don't have a live audience. 50 years today. 50 years of wow, right? So let me share with you a couple things. So I was born in Iran, in Tehran, 1972, and I was, like I said, I'm going to be very vulnerable. I'm the only child from my mom and my dad. My mom was previously married, and she has another son, a daughter, right? That I have a half brother, half sister, and love them, okay? But I never grew up with them. So I didn't grow up in a household where there were a lot of kids and I got to play with a lot of kids and stuff like that. I'm not prepared to go in detail with that stuff, but I grew up as the only child. I always did. Didn't have a lot of friends to play with, and you know, a lot of kids share their stories about how they did this, how they did that in their childhood with their friends and this stuff. I have none of those stories, like literally zero, not even one story like that. So I grew up as the only child. I grew up pretty by myself, right? So came to America when I was 13. That's in 1987. And now let's get into it, right? And 50 years. Let's go over my health stuff first. So I found out that I don't speak the same as everybody else at age 6. I found out that I stutter. I didn't know what it was at that time, but now I can tell you that it was stuttering. I've shared my stuttering stories. But so I stuttered at 6. Between the age of 13 and 24, couldn't speak a word. My chin would shake. I would have to grasp for air. Bad stuff. So that's the first thing. I have had 7 surgeries, including I had my kidney removed, one of my kidneys removed because I had kidney cancer at age 2. In fact, I turned 2 in the hospital. So I have had 7 surgeries, including beating cancer. I'm not going to go over the details of the surgeries. I have over 220 stitches in my body. Now let's get into my relationships. I have been married once. I was married at 24. I got separated at 26. Divorce was final at 28. I know, it's weird. Since then, I have had 6 serious, long relationships. In my opinion, the last 2 relationships that I had, which totaled to about 10 years, 10 and a half years, formed me the most. Not only I learned the most about me and just me, let's just say it, let's leave it at that. Not only I learned stuff about me that I didn't even know existed, but it changed me. These 2 last relationships really changed me in a lot of different ways, and it's not the place to go in detail. I just want to go through bullet points. But these last 2 relationships had the most impact on me. Unbelievable impact on me. So as a result of those, I've obviously grown. Now, we'll wrap it up at the end, don't worry. Let's go over some of my business and failure stuff. Oh, by the way, isn't this weird? I turned 50 today, right? I've been doing a live since January 1st, 2019, every single day till today, nonstop. Today, are you ready for this? Marks my number 1,350th live. Come on. Like seriously right now. This is number 1350. And I turned 50 today. What? Come on. Anyway, I thought that was awesome. Financial stuff. Oh boy. I'm telling you, I haven't shared this stuff with anybody. I've had 37 jobs in 10 different industries. I have been fired 4 times, including from a business that I was partners with. I feel like Steve Jobs. And I got fired after I literally rebuilt that shop, okay, by my partner. So 4 jobs I've been fired. I've been laid off twice. This last time just happened 3 months ago, actually 2 days from today. And I have worked at 2 two places that the feds shut them down. "37 jobs, 10 industries, fired 4 times, laid off twice, feds closed shop twice." I have attempted bankruptcy 4 times. I have gone through with it once. This was years ago. I have I've gone through a foreclosure. I've gone through a repossession. I've gone through a judgment. I've gone through a lien. I have gone from making $100,000 in 3 months to making $1,000 in a year. I have gone from having a full fridge and tons of stuff to, well, staying in line with homeless people for a loaf of bread. The first time I stood there, they took in 40 people, and they actually taking 60 people, and they give them, are you guys still there? Sorry. They give them these tickets, right? That so they give you these tickets, and 40 of them have a number on them, like 1 through 40, and 40 of them get some food and go home, and 20 of them get to come back the next day. Well, I was one of the 60 people that got in the door, got a ticket, and I turned out to be one of the 20 people that didn't get to have anything that day. So, and I had barely any gas in the car, so I had to drive back home. Now, granted, this is a home that was appraised for $910,000, and now I don't even have a loaf of bread to eat, right? I've shared a little bit of that story. I've started 2 businesses. One of them was a complete failure. The other one, I still have. I have signed up with, here comes the truth, I've never shared this. I have signed up with 5 network marketing companies. I have not done anything with 3 of them. I tried to do a little bit with 1 of them. And this is the last one that I have found home at. So that's that. That's 50 years of my life. Surgeries, stitches, foreclosure, repo, judgment, lien, complete failure in business, bankruptcy, 4 network marketing companies didn't go anywhere. 6 serious relationships that went nowhere, 1 marriage that went sour, 37 jobs, 10 industries, fired 4 times, laid off twice, feds closed down the place twice. That's my life in 50 years. Now, some people say, you know, you should learn by experience. You learn by experience, right? I don't know many 50-year-olds or even 80-year-olds that have gone through what I've gone through. I really don't know that many. In fact, I don't know a lot, right? Now, when you see me, and many of you have, when you see me, you probably wouldn't guess many of the stuff I just shared with you. You wouldn't think that. You wouldn't think I had 7 surgeries. You wouldn't think I had cancer. You wouldn't think that I have had 37 jobs. You wouldn't think that. You wouldn't think I was fired 4 times. I even walked out of I walked out of jobs twice too. Just walked out. Right? There's a lot of things here that may surprise you, right? A couple of reasons why I'm sharing this live with you is because, you know, I have lived, and I thought about this for a while before I was going to do this live. I didn't know it was going to be 1350. It's just crazy that it turned out that way. But, you know, I have lived, in my own eyes, I have lived the first 50 years of my life as collecting stories. Like story after story after story. Just, I shared with you so many stuff, right? So I've just gone through 50 years of collecting every kind of story that you can imagine. Like anything you can, most of the things you can think of, I've probably gone through it, right? I've gone through a relationship with someone who cheated on me. Didn't feel good. I can tell you that. You know, so all these scenarios, all these chapters, right, in my 50 years of life, now what do I do? I was thinking to myself, what do I do now, right? What do I do now that 50 years have gone, we're here now, all this stuff, now what? Well, I'll tell you what, now it's time to share all these stories. Ray Higdon says, I love this, what he's, there's a lot of stuff I love about this guy, but this, what he says, he says, when you don't know, this is so huge, okay? When you don't know who you help the person you used to be. Help the person you used to be. How incredible is that? If that would be the case, if I personally had to go with that philosophy, help the person I used to be, can you imagine how many people I could help? I mean, look at all these categories that I have. It's not like only one, it's not like I can just say, oh, people who stutter, I can, you know, help. Well, yeah, that's great. But what about people who've had like multiple jobs in different industries? What about people who got fired and laid off? Feds walked in and closed the store on them. What about all the people who have had cancer? Have had all these surgeries, gone through bankruptcy, foreclosure, repo. Imagine that list. Imagine all these people that I could pick. I literally could pick categories and help. Right? Now, why am I being so transparent and sharing all this with you? Is because one of these is gonna resonate with you. I mean, I got so many. One of you was gonna say, oh, he was divorced, ugly one. I went through that. We just don't know how ugly, right? Oh, he went through major surgery. I went through 2 wrist surgeries within 4 months, major, 9.5 months of therapy, right? So I shared these with you because stories are meant to be shared, not stored. I sit here before you at 50. Whew, my goodness. I have a picture, I have 3 pictures in front of me that my best friend took the last night in my 20s. I was 29 in the gym. We never forget this night. And this is back in the day. You didn't even have like a phone with a camera to take inside the gym, so you couldn't take pictures inside gyms. I know that's crazy. So I was buffed and all this stuff. It was the last night in my 20s, and I told my best friend I had this camera. I had it all prepared. I had this camera, and I gave it to him, and I said, "Dude, I'm gonna take my shirt off, and you're gonna take some pictures in the gym." And he's all like, "Dude, we can't do that." I go, "We're gonna do that. This is," and I said this is my last night in my 20s. I was 29, right? The next day I would be 30. So I have these 3 pictures right in front of me, right? And last night was my last night in 40s. Now we had 50. It's a whole new half a century, right? So the reason why I'm sharing my half a century with you is because somewhere there's a connection. Somewhere there, you may see something, you may hear something in my story and say, holy, what? He went through that? He got through that with this and that? I could do it. That's all stories are there for. They're not there for like neon signs and that's not what it is. You tell a story because you want to inspire them. You want to give them something. You see how grandpas and grandmas tell stories? They tell you not for a clap. They tell it because they're trying to just get you like, yeah, man, I used to go to a school like that, whatever, this. It's not as hard right now, the point, right? So I'm sharing all these with you is because one is hopefully you resonate with something here, right? 2 is that you never know people's stories. You never know people's backstories. You know, I always, there's another principle that I live with, and that's, you see the glory, but you don't know the story. You see, you see me maybe stand here and not look like I'm torn apart and got scars and wounds and I've gone through all this stuff. You see me like that. But when I take my shirt off and I peel the layers off, if you would, there's all kinds of wounds and scars. You never know people's backstories. And if you got stories and you're sitting on them, I've talked about this before, you're sitting on your stories. One day you're going to go out. One day you ain't going to be here no more. What are you going to do? Collect your stories in a bag and take it with you? you know, people say, oh, you can't take your possessions and your money, your house. I think that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Nobody's expecting to take that stuff. It's like so dumb to hear that stuff. It's like, what the hell does that even mean? Maybe I'll do a whole live on that, because that is the dumbest thing you can hear. That, oh, you can't take your mansion and your cars with you. It's like, I wasn't planning on it. What the hell's wrong with you? I know I'm not going to take it with me, but that doesn't mean I'm going to live in a tent all these years. I like to live a good life. And I pass it on to people. See, people don't even have that. It's like, well, I can't take it with me, so I'm not even going to have it. It's like, what? Like, what the hell does that even mean? That is the dumbest thing anybody can say. Oh, yeah, well, you can't take your cars with you when you die. It's like, what? Is that even a conversation? Like, people have that conversation. Oh, I was thinking maybe I take the Lambo and the McLaren when I die, but the other two I'll leave here. It's like, is that a real conversation? Like, why would people even say that? That is the dumbest thing anybody can say. You live your life here. Enjoy here. That doesn't mean you're going to take the bus. You work your freaking ass off. You work hard. You live a better life here. And you leave a legacy. That's what that means. You leave it behind. Nobody's going to take anything with you. Leave something behind. Something that's worth leaving behind. That is please, if you're one to say, oh, well, you know, yeah, you can't take a $5 million house with you when you die. It's like, don't be stupid. Please, don't. That's a whole live. What stories are you sitting on? You can't take your freaking stories to the other world. What are you going to do with them? You're going to sit on them, store them, be stingy with them, not share them so that somebody else can get inspired? And then you have the audacity to talk about, well, yeah, you can't take your cars with you into the other world. It's like, what the? Is that like even a... Like, if somebody tells me that, I honestly will say, is that like a real conversation? Is that like real? Are you saying that? Like, is that a real thing you're saying? Like, who has ever had that conversation? Oh yeah, by the way, I'm going to take the jet and I'm going to... Really? Dude, here. Now. Inspire people. Share. Give. Don't sit on your stuff. You're a single mom that went through hell and made it. Why on earth are you not telling other single moms? Like, why? Oh, because you're going to be stingy with that story? But no, you talk about oh, you can't take the possessions. It's like, nobody told the freaking possessions. Talk about what you've gone through. Talk about what you have gone through and you have made it. Talk about the controversies in your life. Talk about the people who didn't believe in you. Talk about the stuff that you had to overcome. Don't sit on that stuff. And don't have... Dude, please. I've talked about this before. www.commonsense.com. Get your own username, password. Don't have these dumb conversations with yourself. Oh yeah, well, you know, I can't take that stuff with me, so I'm just going to pay rent and live a normal life. Like, how primitive is that mindset? Think about it. How primitive is that? Like how basic, how foundational is that? That is never going to get you anywhere. Ever. You're just going to be a robot. You're going to collect these stories. You're going to tell them where they're not welcome. You're going to start bragging about, oh yeah, I came through this and through that, and the couple people you're telling them to, they don't even give a rat's ass about what you went through. Doesn't even count. Tell it where it counts. My two rules in life. This is a whole live I'm going to do, but I'm going to leave you with this. Never go somewhere with your feet, or with your mind, or with your thoughts, or with your verbs, or with your speech. Never go somewhere where you're not welcome and where people don't appreciate you or are not there to hear you out. And they're only there to ridicule you, put you down. Don't go there. And don't let people who don't want to be in your life or are not in the same line with your principles, your values, your thoughts, your beliefs, your preaches and your practices, don't let those people in your circle, in your life. I mean, it's just that simple, right? Don't sit on your stories. Don't collect these stories and be collector of stories and that's it. I'm telling you, you've been telling those stories at the wrong places for the wrong audience. That's why nobody's all tuned in. See, if I go to an audience of people who've had 2 jobs their whole lives and just make ends meet and are happy, and I go tell them I've had 37 jobs in 10 different industries, I've been fired 4 times, I've been laid off twice, and I'm an entrepreneur now, they're gonna look at me like, are you like from planet Earth? Like 37 jobs. What is that? You've been telling your stories to the wrong crowd at the wrong place. Now, if I go to somebody and I tell them, hey, listen to me, I've had 37 jobs, 10 different industries, I've gotten fired, laid off, feds have walked in and closed this down, and I stood back up. I went through 4 different network marketing companies and I found the 5th one, and I stood up and I made something happen. Do you think there's an audience that would say, holy smokes, I want to do that? You're speaking to the wrong crowd. That's why you don't want to share your story. Because the crowd don't want to hear your story. Share your story where it counts. Go where you are welcome. Your mind, your thoughts, your belief, your heart, your soul. And when you do go, just put it all on. Right? That's how I'm going to live my next 50 years. Or 60. And I'm going to remember this live. And I'm fired up for the next century or half a century. I am definitely fired up. I've been collecting on these stories. I've been sitting on them, and now it's time to put them to work and impact some lives and change some lives and just like breathe some hope into people instead of just garbage all day. Seriously. Anyway, I got a little emotional. I just saw some of the stuff I hear and I listen to, and some of the stuff that people say, it just literally blows my mind. It's like, how can you have that mindset and expect the universe, the world to give it all to you? It's like, if you have a mindset, well, I can't take it with me, well, why would you even get it? How dumb is that thought? Oh, well, yeah, you can't take your house and your pool and your cars with me, so, and God doesn't give it to me. It's like, why would he? Get this stuff out of your head. Tell your stories where it counts. Don't go where you're not welcomed. I'm telling you, I had to learn that. That was a tough thing for me because I like to talk to people. I like sharing stories and I like motivating, inspiring. I like to be that person. And I had to learn, man. I had to learn that is not always cool. I had to really learn that. It's not always welcomed. Your thoughts are not always welcomed. I had to learn that, and I had to be okay with that. And now I'm more alert of my audience, of whom and where I actually voice, right? If somebody asks my thought about something, I evaluate, and if I know it's welcome, then I share it. Doesn't mean they agree with me. This is a different mindset. I didn't say they have to agree with me. I said they have to welcome the thought. It's a whole different idea. I'm not asking to talk wherever people say, yes, 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 yes. No. Well, what kind of growth is that? It's just the thought is welcome. You can have an intelligent conversation between people and not everybody have to agree. You get to see different parts and angles, right? Man, this live was long. I really wish I had a live audience, but here we are. Hopefully, for those of you who do watch the replay, you enjoy it, you get some love, some inspiration. I have definitely stepped out of my comfort zone in the past 3-4 years, and then again in the past month, really, honestly. But I'm looking forward to get some stuff done. I want to get some stuff done. So, hey, you may be watching this live and you may be at the end of this and you've watched this whole thing and you're here with me now. And I got to tell you, if you've stuck around this far with me, you're a trooper. I appreciate you. You welcome my thoughts. You welcome my principles. So I appreciate that. And, hey, you may be thinking, hey, I kind of want to join forces with Sean. Sean's kind of cool. What is he up to? I want to go change some lives. I want to impact some lives. I want to make a difference. I don't want to sit on my stories. I want to impact. If you're thinking that, what the heck are you waiting for? Message me. Let me know what's up. Let's go. Let's do this. And hopefully you guys get some love. Again, thank you for all the birthday wishes. I'm about to go respond. Oh, I got to make another reel for you guys to get a kick out of Monday. I got a reel for you guys the next few. Oh my God. Anyway, hopefully you guys got some love, some inspiration, some value. If you feel like this was worthy of sharing, do what you got to do. I appreciate you guys. I love my audience. I love my haters. In fact, I actually love my haters as well. Before I hated my haters, but now it's like kind of funny and motivating at the same time. But I love it. As long as you're not rude and it's all good, man. I appreciate my audience. Listen, I went from 3,400 friends and like down to 1,800 friends. So I'm shrinking. I'm sticking with quality. So thank you for supporting me all this time. 1350 lives. This is number 1,350, and I turned 50 today. What a coincidence. I kind of dig that. I just really dig that. I keep wanting to repeat that. But so thank you for sticking with me. Thank you for being my my connections, my followers. You guys inspire me and move me, and I'm looking for doing some big things, and hopefully I play a positive role in some part of your life. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you again for all the birthday wishes, and until tomorrow when we do it all over again. Much love.